Okay. I think we are good. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Taxes and stuffs. What's the stuffs we're gonna be talking about? I don't know. Probably anything. Yo, Cat. Hello, Tech Bunny. Hello, Vessa. Lowest tax refund ever. That's weird. Is it because you didn't work the full year? Hey, lawnmower girl. Yeah, I can honestly say the tax has been really good for me this year. Probably like one of the highest I've ever... Probably like, well, yeah, one of the best for sure. Can't afford to upgrade the graphics card yet? Use what you got for as long as you can. Honestly, that's the best thing for you to do is just use what you got. Love your vids and advice. Aw, thanks. Barely too much for the full amount back. Oh, weird. Very weird. Hello, hello. American taxes probably work different in Canada. I don't know, but either way, we're screwed. Yeah. So from all the US tax channels I've been consuming and okay, so the YouTube channels I've been basically consuming talking about American taxes is very similar to Canadian, but one thing I've really noticed is taxes, even from state to state, their rules could be vastly different. For example, taxes in California are different than in Texas. So, contract employees, contract or contractor or individual, so on and so forth. What's going on, Blade Charge? How you doing? I can't spell today. Well, then again, I can never spell, but just it's worse today than ever. Okay, am I on the right scene? I am. Okay. The most feared thing in VTubing, taxes. Honestly, I don't even think that's the case anymore. I think VTweeters are probably the worst, like the most feared thing. There's been a lot of VTweeters. Like, I'm not going to say like this is like VTweeters as a whole, because there are a lot of fantastic VTweeters out there, but there's been a lot lately that have been really mean to a lot of different content creators. Hey, gotcha. Oh, really? You have to report your total purchases for online goods because there's no taxes for those items? See, we get taxed for online goods. That's interesting. We'll kind of do like... So, the point of today's stream... Hello, Caddy. And hello, Storm. It's like general advice that I would suggest anybody to follow. A VTweeter is somebody that doesn't... Okay. we got to be careful with definitions here. Because people's definitions of what a VTweeter is different from person to person and community to community. So I'm going to give you like a general idea of what a VTweeter is. So not necessarily. So how do I want to say this? Not only tweets. Okay. All right. Let's pull out the whiteboard. No. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Never be sorry. You guys ask amazing questions, so please. Like, never be sorry. If you guys don't know, please just ask me. It's better just to ask, get an answer. But okay. What a lot of people think what a VTweeter is someone who only posts on Twitter, which isn't really isn't always true, mostly true. They do stream, or some, I can't say all of them, but some do stream from time to time. And just like what Win just said, their primary focus is Twitter over anything and everything else. The problem with VTweeters, like, and again, I'm not talking about like VTweeters as a whole, because there are some amazing ones out there. They're really, really like, there's a lot of really nice people out there and really good people, and people that really love to help others. So again, I'm not talking about all of them as a whole, but the vast majority of them get their advice from each other. And typically it's an echo chamber. But you can really say that with like any community, like even my community. There are some times where people are like echoey, like themselves are in an echo chamber. An echo chamber, what that means is like there's a group of people, a group of people that only talk amongst each others and support each other, hype each other up, so on and so forth. They don't go anywhere else to find like if things are factual or research. They basically like feed into each other. Thanks, Sakura. I really appreciate you coming out. Thank you. They seem to enjoy jumping into drama more than actual VTubers. Yeah, like the ones that get negative rep, for sure. For sure. There are, like I said, VTweeters out there that really try to like hype each other up and support each other and help each other grow, so on and so forth. But yeah, they're VTweet, I don't know, because I can't even really say that, because there is a lot of small VTubers who also really jump into drama and into topics they really shouldn't ever talk about or cover. And that one I sadly know as a factual thing. Like, they don't, yeah. Not just cancel culture stuff, politics or topics they may not be 100% educated about, or well, yeah, basically topics they're not 100% educated about, mostly covers that. But honestly, like I said, not all VTweeters are bad. I have met some really good ones. There were a couple out there that really like try to prop other people up. And honestly, I think that's okay. I think that's fine if that's how you want to make content or that's how you want to be known. The problem is, and the vast majority of the problem I see from VTweeters is they think they know better than like for example, like Maury Calliope or myself even, right? Like I always tell you guys, get your advice from other sources as well, form your own opinion, so on and so forth. But a lot of VTweeters in the end, also small content creators, a lot of them are like, oh no, Senpai, you're wrong because of this XYZ. Once you get to my level, then you can tell me I'm wrong. But until you like experience going live and have a little bit of an audience, then it's kind of hard to know what's right and what's wrong. You should probably just go live and figure things out. You're never late, you're always on time, Misty. Do not worry. But they tend to argue with everybody, and like their opinion's always right. Maybe they think numbers on Twitter make them feel better than others. Sometimes, like the main okay, that okay. To me, Twitter numbers, like, they mean something, but they also don't mean something. Because, like, really, Twitter numbers, like, okay, this is what I think. Right? What I think is important on Twitter is not the follower count. Why is that? Why is follower count not important? Because, and we see this a lot in the VTubing community, but a lot of people just do follow for follow, right? Or they'll do this thing like it's still follow for follow, but like drop your PNG. Or they'll do like a giveaway, which I've actually experimented with and actually had a lot of really good results with it. They also do things like, I don't know, how do I put it without sounding like an ass? Well, okay, we'll just leave it there. So they do stuff like this to inflate their follower numbers, and because they have a high follower number, they think they're more experienced, or they have more authority or whatever. And that's why I see a decent amount of newer VTubers doing is stuff like this to get their numbers bolstered a little bit. What I truly think is important is engagement, right? How many people are liking your tweet? So if you got like 10,000 people liking you or that follow you on Twitter, but you only have 4 people liking a tweet, your Twitter isn't really getting a lot of traction, or the tweets you are putting out aren't very well thought out, or maybe the stuff you made on your Twitter account years ago isn't the same stuff you're making today. So like, I think engagement is far more important than anything. And especially if you're trying to get like sponsorships and so on and so forth, they want to see how many people are engaging with tweets, not your follower count, because follower counts can also be purchased, right? Engagement is the key. How many people like it? How many people retweet it? That is where it's at. Could be a large following with inactive users. Yeah, that too. When you're starting out, does it kind of help to get your name out there, doesn't it? Not really, no. Not really. From all my students that I have seen, there are some, I will admit, that grew a very large Twitter following. I'm going to pause the music real quick. The problem is they built a very large Twitter following, like way outgrew me. Like seriously, way grew out me. Grew a massive Twitter following, did a huge hype for their debut, had a lot of people show up to their debut. People noticed that the person, yes, they were a fantastic tweeter and so on and so forth, but when actually watching that person, they were super boring. They were able to interact with people better on Twitter than they could live on stream. Right? So I think truly start making content, stream first, and build up that following as you go. So when you do gain that big following, that blow up following, because eventually everybody will blow up if you put enough time and thought into it and willing to improve your skills, so on and so forth. So when you do blow up and they do come check you out, you know what you're doing. You know how to handle that audience, right? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm spunkier in typing. I'm extremely chill and monotone on a video. Yeah. So you'll definitely get there. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Like you guys see, like I've showed you guys my videos when I first started out here on YouTube. Very monotone, not a lot of pitch, not a lot of anything. So it takes time. It really does take time. It doesn't, it's not a skill you learn overnight. It really isn't. It takes a lot of time. And some people will get it a lot quicker than others. That's okay. So yeah. No, what you meant just, yeah, sorry. But truly, and the problem is, the time that a lot of people spend on Twitter, building up their following on Twitter, which can be good, can be very good, could be, could also be invested on making content that is always going to be seen, because like tweets, they come and go. Like, what's the shelf life of a tweet? 24 hours usually. Some of my tweets still get comments after a few days or even a week, but usually the shelf life of a tweet is, I want to say 24 hours. But if you make something on TikTok, if you make something on YouTube, you know, TikTok at least is up there for a week, gets promoted for at least a week, generally, depending on how well the TikTok is made and so on and so forth. YouTube video, it could be suggested out there forever. Like, I have videos that are 3 years old that still get suggested today to people. I still get follows because of those videos today. So, honestly, YouTube stuff like that is more important. Why do you think some of the good morning tweets so well regardless of the model's looks? Yeah. I think that's probably what it is. Truly. I think it's the parasocial relationship. So what? Okay. I guess I better look up the proper definition of a parasocial relationship. So give me 1 second here, because I could give you guys my idea of what I think it is and what my personal definition. But a parasocial relationship are one-sided relationships where one person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona, is completely unaware of the other's existence. So I think that's what it could be, where like somebody could tweet good morning and they'll have like the same people replying good morning queen, good morning king, good morning here, good morning there, and they like their tweet every single time, so on and so forth. But there is some level of a parasocial relationship. Hell, I'll even say this: there is some of you that have some level of parasocial relationship with me, right? Even though I know almost everybody that comes to my chat or likes my tweets, so on and so forth, I know you guys like on some sort of level. But it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because like it's not just viewers that do this, it's streamers that do it as well with their chat. But like a lot of viewers feel like they have a connection with the streamer, and that streamer is a friend, or they see that streamer as a friend, a buddy, someone they can trust, right? And that's where the parasocial relationship kind of starts like festering and bonding and so on and so forth. But streamers do get that as well, either with other streamers or with people in chat, hoping and expecting those particular people to come back every time and chat and so on and so forth. Is parasocial always bad? No. It gets a lot of bad vibes and whatnot. But no, a parasocial relationship is not always bad. There is good, but there is bad. They know nothing about you. Yes, exactly. What's going on with taxes? We'll get into taxes in like a few minutes. If we aren't friends on Discord or IRL, we're probably not that close. It could be that, yeah. But people have different levels of friendship. For example, I'm going to use... I really shouldn't use myself as an example, but I'm going to use myself as an example. I personally think, because I've done it many times in the past, where I would date somebody online, long distance, so on and so forth. I think that's a genuine relationship. Or I think that could be a genuine relationship. There are other people that don't think that's a relationship whatsoever, right? So the same parallel can also be applied to that, where you may not think that person is a friend, even though they aren't on your Discord or so on and so forth, but that person could consider you as a friend, right? See where I'm going with that? See the parallel I'm trying to make there? Just because you think it's one way, the other party may not think it, or other people might not think that way. Went from taxes to Twitter real quick. Hey, we didn't even cover taxes yet. We're just doing the initial conversation before we get into that. When money's involved through tips and subs. Yeah, exactly. Right? When people give tips or subs, they feel like they're really helping the person out, or it's making the friendship stronger. Okay, now let's jump into the taxes real quick. We'll talk about the taxes, and then we're gonna talk about whatever topic you guys want to talk about afterwards. Sound good? Sound good? And honestly, there's not going to be a whole lot of math involved in this. The particular advice I'm going to give you guys is general advice, because truly, I have to try to make this advice work for anybody and everybody that comes across the stream. So I'm someone that lives in Canada. A lot of you guys live in the States. Some of you guys live in the Philippines, so on and so forth. That being said, any and all advice that I give here today is just what that is. It's advice. It's something you can consider. What I would do is hire a tax professional, a CPA, so on and so forth. You can easily just type into Google and be like, CPA near me, or call up H&R Block or Intuit or whoever you guys use to do your taxes, or who you do your taxes with, and honestly just ask them some questions, right? Questions you should ask. Slash tax pro are, but not limiting to, do I have to file if I make under X amount? Now I'm going to give you guys an example, okay? So here in Canada, or it used to be here in Canada, it's not currently anymore, but it used to be in Canada, if you make under 10K, you do not have to file. What their wording was declare, but you don't have to declare it on your taxes if you made underneath 10K. CPA, some CPAs will charge per hour. It'll vary from person to person, right? But in Canada, if you made underneath 10K, you don't have to declare. Used to. Here, now in Canada, the new rule that they made, if you make as little as $1, you have to report it, but it may not be taxed over, or sorry, may not be taxed under 10K, but you still have to declare it, right? The government wants to know. And yes, 10K a year, yes. So they want you to report it, but you might not necessarily be taxed on it. You'll find out when you put in for your taxes if you're going to be paying taxes on it or not. It's very confusing, but that's something that you should really ask. Be like, okay, do I have to file if I make under X amount? And again, I did look and do some research. There are some states where you guys don't have to file it at all. There are some states that you have to file it. There are some states that you don't have to pay taxes on whatever you meet or whatever you make, right? Some states, they are going to tax you for every penny that you make. Another great question, and a lot of people don't think about this. And for any of the YouTubers or streamers that you make over 10K a year on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, this is a question you should really ask your CPA or tax professional, because a lot of you don't think about this. How often, how many times a year do you guys have to file taxes? I'll wait for chat to answer that question. How many times a year do you guys think you should file? Once? Question mark? Oh. Once every year. Once. Really? Oh, somebody got it. Enchanted Cupcake got it. quarterly, right? If you are a small business, if you do like YouTube or Twitch full time, I would say even part time, depending on how much you make. Let's say if you make, and this is just an example, over 3K a month, for example, you should file every quarter. Because it's easier for one, your accountant or your CPA or the tax professional, and two, sometimes they give you a discount if you file more often. Here in Canada, they give you a little bit of a discount if you file every quarterly. If you're a small business or you make over X amount per month as a contractor. Right? Yes, exactly. It's also easier for things to not go missing. I don't know about you guys. I don't keep my receipts for a year. Do you guys keep those little pieces of paper for an entire year? Some people are good and diligent and put it in a shoebox or put into a folder or so on and so forth. But let's be honest. It fades in your wallet or in your purse within a few weeks. I know I crumple them into a ball in my pocket and I just toss them all out when I should probably actually keep them. Right? So by doing it every quarter, there's a lot less chances of you like tossing stuff out and being more diligent, keeping it and then giving it to your tax professional. Right? My mom is crazy and keeps everything for 7 years. That's as far as back they, well, actually same here in Canada as well. But keeping track of digital receipts is harder. It can be. It can be. It can be. But another great question that you should probably ask or even do. This is what I do, right? Make different accounts for your personal and business. Wait, what does Senpai mean by that? Great question, little Timmy. Example. I have an Amazon account for my personal purchases. I totally butchered that spelling of purchases. Like so bad. I gotta invest in a piece of software that has like autocorrect on it. But I have an Amazon account for my personal purchases, right? And then I have another account for my business. And the reason for that is nothing gets mixed up. When tax time comes around, I could print out all my receipts on my Amazon business account and hand them over to my CPA and be like, take care of it. And now they know 100% what is what. Believe it or not, chat, you guys are going to have to do this. If you guys make yourselves, I believe it's an LLC in the States, right? If you have an LLC in the States, you should have one bank account for your personal and one for your business. And your CPA or tax professional will tell you this as well. The reason for this is because when it comes time for accounting and taxes and so on and so forth, if it's all on your personal account, it's going to be super huge nightmare for you and your tax professional to go through all your purchases throughout the year. Be like, okay, this one was made for VTubing, this one was for my model, this one was for my computer, this one was for my graphics card, this one was for the jeans I don't fit in anymore, these are for the shoes that I don't wear anymore, these is for wallets I don't use anymore, so on and so forth, right? I have an account for my business too. As a freelancer, I wrap up my VTubing into that, even though it's not really making money at the moment. Perfect. No, it's good that you're doing that though. It's really good that you're doing that. And you should totally do that. So I'm very glad that you do that, Seed. But yeah, these are some questions that you should really ask a CPA, your tax professional, or if you guys file through H&R Block and so on and so forth. Sometimes they'll give you like a free consulting. Just ask them those questions in the free consulting. Like they give you like, I think like some of them give you like a free hour if you file through them. Not a bad idea, right? So these are some things I've learned over the years of doing this. Okay. Now, there is one piece of advice, general advice, that I'm going to suggest to every single Canadian and every single American out there. No matter what, this is one piece of advice that everybody should listen to and everybody should do. The 30% rule. Senpai, what is the 30% rule? Glad you asked, little Timmy. 30% rule. What it is every dollar you make, or pesos, or whatever you guys earn, whatever your local currency is, but every dollar you make, I'm going to use dollar because, you know, Canada, United States, so on and so forth. 30%, 30 cents goes into another bank account, or another bank account, let's just say, and isn't touched. And every single one of you should actually start doing that now. No matter how big or how small you are, you should honestly do that right now. Some people will be charged 10% on taxes, 20%, very rarely over 30%. Very, very rarely over 30. Okay, and I mean, like, that's crazy rare. Like, you got to be like Donald Trump, Jeff Bezos rich to maybe pay more over 30%. But put away that 30% of whatever you make. So your Twitch paycheck, right? Or your YouTube paycheck, or your TikTok, or any kind of sponsors paycheck. All of that goes into some other account. The 30% goes into the other account. So if you need to pay taxes, you have that 30% that you set aside for taxes, and you pay it off. Boom, wham, bam, you're done, ma'am. And then anything that's left over, you could either leave it there, or you can use it and reuse it and put it back into your company. Misty, that one I don't know. I don't know that one. But there is something else I'm going to teach you guys really quick. And this is probably going to be like one of the last things I'm going to teach you guys about this whole taxing thing. And a lot of you guys don't know this, but I'm going to tell you. And this actually applies for Canada and the United States. And you guys can actually look this up yourselves if you really don't believe me. And actually, you should look this up and ask your CPA about this. If you start an LLC, or like what we call here in Canada, an LTD, believe it or not, all profits you make, and you pay those profits towards your business expenses. After you're done paying for your basic business expenses, you get taxed on what's left over. What does Senpai mean by that? So if little Timmy is making, let's say, $1,000 a month, right? And we're talking about regular little Timmy before they even make an LLC, right? you're going to be paying, let's just say 30%, right? Let's just say 30%. That's $300 that you're paying towards taxes, right? That's what it is. But if you start up an LLC, which is like a small business, or an LTD in Canada, which is again small business or big business, so on and so forth. Well, LLC is also big business in the States, and you pay that for your business expenses first, right? And that could be, let's say you spent $900 on business expenses. And believe it or not, chat, you still have to prove that you spend all that on business expenses. Well, now you only have $100 left over. Well, now you're going to be spending 30% on the $100, which is $30, right? So if you start up an LLC, business expenses are things that include, but are not limited to, maybe a new phone for your tracking or webcam, your internet, your model, right? Again, this varies from state to state, so make sure you guys talk to your accountants and so on and so forth, but they'll tell you things that you can write off. Sometimes here in Canada, for example, if I take, let's say, Vesa out to dinner, and I talk to Vesa about business, about VTubing, about the Discord, or whatever, for 30 minutes throughout that meal. And then the rest of the meal, we could talk about whatever we want. I can now write that off as a business expense. Right? Stuff like that. So, again, start an LLC. It's not expensive for a lot of you guys in the States. Let's take a quick peek. How much is it to start an LLC in the States, or per state? I think there's a map. I believe I saw a map one time. Oh, found the map. Copy image, link, and oh crap. Copy image link and paste. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm seeing. Doi, dumb senpai. Okay. So this is how much it costs to start an LLC in some states, right? As low as $35, and some are over $200. Texas is $300. Alaska is $250. California is $70. Arizona is $50, right? MI? I don't know what MI is. Missouri? Is $50, right? Is there anybody that's like $30? 35? Oh, yeah. Montana? Is that Montana? MT, what? Oh, MI is Michigan. Okay, what's MT? Montana? Okay, so, but as you guys see, the fees are different from each state, right? Some states, there might be a hefty fee to renew it. Some there won't be. And that's why no matter what state you live in, you should honestly contact your CPA and be like, how much is this going to cost? Should I do it? Also, thank you, Vesa, for letting me know. I did not know that. Was not intentional. So thank you, Vesa, for letting me know in DMs. Yeah, sometimes renewal is worse than the initial fee. So, for example, here in Canada, the initial fee for me to start up an LTD, which is equivalent to your LLC, is a minimum $500. And every 3 years, I have to renew it for $500, right? But these are things you guys should ask your CPA, so on and so forth, and how much it is to cost set up an LLC. And honestly, a lot of times it can be worth it for you guys because you can write off so much. For example, if Starlight started up an LLC, I can't say this is 100% sure for Starlight in the particular state they live in, but like a drawing tablet could write it off, right? Or a new monitor because they're using it for their business to make commissions and so on and so forth can be written off. So, stuff like that. And sometimes it's not 100% write-off. Sometimes it's only 50% or 80%. But, you're getting something considerably a lot less cheaper, especially when you get it back tax time. So, yeah. Recommend coming through with this one. Yeah. I'm glad, Miles. I'm glad. So those are the things I really wanted to talk to you guys about. Somebody actually asked me a good question earlier today as well in a DM on Discord. Let me just pull up the question real quick. I wanted to ask you a question related to your upcoming stream about tax. See how I become a VTuber partner or Twitch affiliate during the tax season, like today. Hypothetically, do I need to file a tax for it now or later next year? So some of you guys have started this year. So your start date is 2023. For example, you are not going to be filing anything that you made January 1st. And I did look this up for Canada and the United States. You're not going to be reporting anything from January 1st till now on your 2022 taxes. Because remember, chat, you guys are doing your previous year. Your tax time, your tax season is for the previous year, not for the current year. So what you're going to do is, as of January 1st, 2023, you're going to grab everything, right? Everything that you've done starting January 1st up until December 31st. Wait, is there 31 days in December? I want to say there's 31. So we're going to say there's 31, right? All the way to December 1st or 31st, 2023. And then what you're going to do is report that in 2024. That's how that works, right? Exactly. Physical year. And this is stuff that your accountant and your CPA or your local H&R Block or Intuit or whatever will tell you, right? You will find this information out as you file your taxes, but that's what you want to do. So if you bought something this year and you haven't filed taxes yet, don't add it to your taxes for this year. Add it next year. Does it suck? Yes. Do you have to put the receipt aside? Yes. I'm sorry, but that's how that works for Canada and the United States. Everybody else in the world, I cannot say for sure because I didn't look up everybody else. Any questions you guys have, I will do my best to answer. Questions. So this is open for you guys. You guys can now ask while I drink some water. How do you get a CPA? Honestly, what you should do is Google CPA near me. And what you should do is not go with the first one that you see, right? Look at 2 to 3 and honestly, see if they have a consultation, a free consultation, and ask them some questions. If they treat you like crap and they treat you like you're an annoying person, chances are you don't want that person. Right? Is anything I eat or drink on stream considered a business expense? It can be, actually, yes. Some states will actually consider that a business expense. I know that because God, what was that streamer? I want to say it was Pokey, but it might not have been Pokey. It might have been somebody else, but somebody else was eating on stream. And that's why you'll see some streamers order DoorDash on stream, because there are some states will actually consider that as a business expense because you are doing it during the time of you doing business activities. So, yes, some states will consider that a business expense. How do I dodge taxes? I'm the wrong guy for that. If I file a 1034C in 20% tax state by run subsidiary company 32B state, Jesus. I hate you, Vessa, sometimes. Jeez. Oh, a lot of you guys don't know this one. I'm going to teach you guys something. At least Canadians. Americans, I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. Not 100%. But this is something that at least Canadians can use on their taxes. And something I didn't realize, but when I did some filing of taxes this year, I should have kept track. And I'm actually kicking myself in the ass for not doing it. If you donate, okay, and the stream has to have donate on it, okay? Anybody that has streams that state tips, this won't work for. They will not work for. But streamers that have donations, which are the people that shouldn't be using donations as streamers, but they're doing it because they didn't watch VTuber Senpai and listen to his amazing advice, but they set themselves up for a charity for some bloody reason, you can claim on your taxes. If they have tip, you cannot claim it, but if they did it the wrong way and have it as donation, you can actually claim it on your taxes and get it back. So that's a fun fact for you Canadians out there. But you have to make sure it says donations. So tips lets you avoid chargebacks. Exactly. But donations lets you claim it on taxes. Yes. So tips for the people that are new here, a lot of you guys will see that phrase of donations are non-refundable, right? And we're going to touch up on this topic really quick. But donations are non-refundable. Believe it or not, I'm sorry to say, even if you guys have that disclaimer on your Twitch panel, that means absolutely nothing. And that is actually illegal, believe it or not. It is very, very illegal to not refund a donation, right? Because a donation is going towards a charity. If you use the word donation, it means that you are some sort of a charity of some kind, right? And a lot of you guys are not a charity, right? You guys are businesses. You guys want to make that money. You guys want to be able to use that money. And if you do claim yourself under a charity, I'm sorry to say, you guys are going to get hosed on taxes. A lot more than 30%. Some charities actually get taxed a lot higher, right? So please, for the love of God, don't have yourself set up under donations. And donations are 100% refundable. PayPal will side with the person that does a chargeback. If you have donations on your stream, they will 100% go with the other person every single time, right? And I believe what's the tax code for a charity? Yeah, charity tax code. I want to say it's like a charity tax code US. A 501c3. That's what it is. It's a 501c3. And you guys will have to fill out a separate form called the 501c3, and you guys are going to get absolutely hosed in taxes. But for the people that do as tips, what is a tip? Tip is payment of a service. A payment of a service is non-refundable. And if you guys think I'm crazy, you can look it up for yourself, and you'll see that I'm right, especially in the PayPal terms of service. But yes, tips are actually non-refundable and taxed at a lower rate. So, yeah. Yeah, when you're tipping your waiter, you just don't go back and ask for the refund unless you're a Karen. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work. It's a service. And that's how that's how you have to think about it, right? That's how a lot of content creators need to start thinking about it, right? Tipping is tipping for a service. So you tip your waiter, you tip your waitress, you tip your the guy that makes your sub at Subway, right? It's extra income for them. So yeah. Yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it for the taxes stuff. I think we covered pretty much everything I wanted to cover. If you guys have any questions, whatever, please feel free to send it to me in a DM. Do not ask it on the server, on the Discord server. You can leave a comment. I will do my best to leave a comment on the video, or I'll reply to your comment on the video. And yeah, so that's it for taxes. Now we could go on to whatever topic you guys want to talk about. All right. Some general advice that I've wanted to share with you guys for a couple of weeks now. How to look for a good CPA. Like I said, Google. Google, ask them questions and see how they reply to you. Look at reviews. I'm surprised the larger streamers, Pokesize, haven't advocated against the donation terminology. Well, that's the problem, right? A lot of streamers, content creators do what everybody else is doing. So think of it this way. It is very much easier to follow a bad habit than it is a good habit. Right? So that's why. What, in your opinion, is the general reason why someone plateaus or reaches a wall when it comes to growth? Be harsh if you need to. Oh boy. Okay. I'm going to copy your question because that's a very good question. Chat, I want you guys to try to answer this. Why do you guys think why someone plateaus or reaches a wall when it comes to growth? This is a very good question. Why do you guys think that is? Honestly. And there's one answer. There's one good right answer. And let's see if anybody gets the answer. Burnout or doubt? Maybe overassumes their abilities in other cases. Ooh, okay. Inconsistent upload? Interesting. They hit a marketing block or aren't reaching new eyes. And oh, that's definitely one of the factors. Usually hitting glass ceiling with whatever your niche is. Inability to reach new viewers. They aren't engaging enough. Interesting. Interesting. There's actually one answer. One answer. And this answer goes true with every single large content creator that has ever existed on YouTube that had a complete fall off, or even large streamer that has had a complete fall off. There's your answer. Right there. That is the answer. Honestly, that's what it is. Every single person. Well, to add to that, we're told to find a niche and play to that. But seed, but seed, but seed. Do we have any examples? Any examples on YouTube right now? And I mean any examples of people that were in a niche, that stuck to a niche, saw that niche was going away, dying slowly, but swapped over to something different, made their content, made changes in their content to stay relevant. Does anybody know some examples of those said content creators? Well, okay, yeah, I was somebody. OTV. I don't know who OTV is. Who's OTV? I'll drop some names here. I know this one person that did this. That oh, you mean OTK? Or no. OTK is Asmongold. OTV. Okay. Sorry. OTV, yeah, is Pokey in their friends. Okay, sorry. I was thinking of OTK for some reason. Oh, some of you guys got us. Got him. Rayless was in the same exact niche as myself, right? Wasn't really working out, was starting to plateau a little bit, went to something completely different, and blossomed. But there's somebody else. His voice was loved and still is loved by absolutely everybody. Absolutely adored. They loved him. He made a channel called Unas Honest. You got it. Markiplier. Exactly. So if we pull up Markiplier, I'm going to say Markiplier because that's how I say it. Really quick on YouTube. I'm going to pause this real quick. Jacksepticeye. Exactly. Jacksepticeye. Another great example. But if we go to Markiplier really quick. We go to, it only goes recently uploaded and popular. Okay, so for example, Markiplier did these weird things 4 years ago, 8 years ago, right? 6 years ago. Meow stuff 7 years ago, right? A long time he was just stuck on Five Nights at Freddy's, and somewhat still is today. But his content, he adapted, he changed. He looked at different games, different niches, see what works, see what doesn't, right? And he has multiple channels doing so many different things, right? He did a thing where depending on the decision you made, you got a different outcome, right? PewDiePie, another fantastic example. So if we look at PewDiePie really quick, we go to PewDiePie. PewDiePie is actually probably one of the best examples. 111 million subscribers. That's absolutely bonkers and nutty to think about. But if we look at PewDiePie, like almost a decade ago, it's him reacting and playing some weird games and so on and so forth. It was mostly a lot of weird games, right? But you look at PewDiePie nowadays, and he hasn't. Oh, he still uploads. I'm very surprised. It's more reactionary. It's different than what he did so long ago. There's another gentleman, I can't remember his name right now. Marcus Bradley? Is it Marcus Bradley? I want to say it was Marcus Bradley. Could be wrong though. But there's so many examples of people that adapt their content because their audience is changing, right? And that is the massive and the main problem for a lot of content creators, and why they hit a plateau, a wall, so on and so forth, is because they're not willing to change or adapt their content to a new audience. You always have to adapt. But, huge buts, huge but, huge, the biggest but of them all. Biggest but. You have to have a following first. Some of you do this. Some of you hit this plateau and you only have 3 to 5 viewers, or 3 to 5 people, or 10 people watching your video, so on and so forth. That's not really a plateau yet. I'm sorry to say, you guys are still trying to discover and find yourself, right? But people that are larger content creators, this is the wall they hit. They have to adapt. They have to change, right? That has to happen. And your niche can change, your content can change over time. You can make the, and that's why there's PewDiePie, Markiplier, all those big giant successful content creators. They didn't just do a 180 and change their niche overnight. No. They didn't make that massive change with flipping a light switch. They did it gradually. They tested the waters. They tried some things here. Did that work? No, it didn't. Okay, I'm going to try something else. Oh, did that work? Oh, it did. Okay, I'm going to try doing that a little bit more. Oh, that didn't work anymore. Okay, I'm going to try this new thing. Oh, that did work. Okay, I'm going to try it a little bit more. Oh, that worked as well. Okay, now I'm going to try this and do this like full time. Right? So that's when it happens. So another fantastic question. When do people tend to hit a plateau? Have you guys ever heard of the term 5 years? Right? You guys might hear a lot of VTubers, content creators say 5 years is the life of a content creator. No. 5 years is the life of a content creator that doesn't adapt. That's what it is, chat. If you are not willing to adapt, to change, to modify your content, between now and 5 years, you will die in 5 years. There are so many Twitch partners out there, right, that are still Twitch partners, but haven't changed in 10 years. And in their heyday, they had 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 concurrent viewers. But now they're streaming to 35 or 30 or 20 or even 15. I've seen Twitch partners that stream to 15 viewers. They didn't stop streaming. They continue to stream, but they're streaming the exact same game they were playing 10 years ago. And they're now sad and depressed. Right? They can totally change their channel. They could totally turn things around. But you have to be willing to adapt and change, right? And for example, Harris Heller, Alpha Gaming channel, Senpai Gaming, right? He used to be all about tutorials, right? Tutorial about audio, tutorial about this, tutorial about that, tutorial about anything and everything, streaming advice here and there, all about that stuff, right? But he made the gradual change to something else, something different, to what he is now, reviewing this, reviewing that, talking about this, expanding his business, right? It doesn't have to be just like content creation on YouTube. He made music, right? He's opening up studios. He's doing different innovative things, making himself stay relevant. Another great example, Ludwig. Ludwig was very known for Super Smash Brothers. Over time, Ludwig adapted and changed. Ludwig thought he would only be here for 5 years, and that would have been very true if Ludwig only streamed competitive Smash. But now, yeah, exactly. He has Mogul Mail. He does reaction content. He also now has an org, right? He does events, right? He has specialized software, right? He has game shows. Yeah, game shows, right? He does so many things that is very different from when he started. And that's why he'll be relevant for the next 5 years, right? And you guys want to know that you're doing good? You guys know, you guys really want to know when you're going to the right direction? When your viewers tell you this one phrase, this is how you know you're going into the right direction. You changed, bro. I've heard that. I've personally heard that. When I was a Rainbow Six Siege streamer and I went to VTubing and VTubing education, wow, you really changed, bro. Yeah. Yeah, I did. And this bro changed. This bro has viewers. This bro has more viewers than everybody else that he came up with, right? It is a compliment. You want it because you want to have change. You want to change, right? You as a human being, are you the same as your 5-year-old self? I really hope you ain't. I really hope you are the same 5-year-old nowadays plugging that fork into the light socket. Yes, exactly. Change is fun. Change is good. Change is essential for life, essential for all of that. But if you don't change your content because you're scared, because you're afraid, you're going to get stagnant. You're going to hit a wall. You're going to hit a plateau. And that's what happens. Now, signs of a plateau. Because somebody did ask that. Very easy to figure out. Well, kind of. Kind of. But a good way to find out. Your viewer base keeps going down. Got to put some asterisks near that, though. For a length of, or I should say extended length of time. Now, YouTube is a wave. Believe it or not, viewers are a wave. YouTube is a wave. And I wish I really had hands, but one day I'm going to get that live 3D model that people make for me and so on and so forth working, or be comfortable enough to actually use it. But imagine a wave, right? There's a dip, there's a high point, there's a dip, there's a high point, there's a dip, there's a high point. You guys get the idea of a wave. Hopefully you guys all know what a wave is, right? YouTube viewership, YouTube subscribership, stuff like that, exact same thing, right? It's a wave. Now, some people will have a tsunami, right? For example, Iron Mouse. Iron Mouse had a massive tsunami and went all the way up with a whole bunch of viewers and consistent viewers and subscribers and so on and so forth. But right now, Iron Mouse is dipping a little bit, right? She's not getting as many subscribers as she did prior. She's not getting as many viewers or donations as she did prior, right? It dipped a little bit, but it's going to go back up again, right? Same thing with the currently going on with the VTubing niche, right? Myself and a lot of different VTuber educators, even VTubing channels, have been seeing a massive dip in viewership and subscribers and everything else. But in a month or two, that dip is going to go up again. That's how it works, right? That's how it is. You can't always go up, 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 and up. There's always going to be that dip. So you gotta, unfortunately, it's an extended amount of time that you have to like analyze things. And you guys will learn this as you grow and as you make content and so on and so forth. But if you see for like a year, for example, that your content is keep going down, 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 yeah, you hit that plateau, right? And you should really start thinking about things that you can do to change your content. Reminds me of that peer, Food Wars, who's like the house leader, but always walked around rather Lawnmower Girl, that is very different. I don't even know what to. Okay. But yeah. If you guys see for a year's time that your stuff is going down to the toilet, that, yeah. Okay. Play some music again. Yeah, it's time for not a massive change, but a gradual change. But I really hope that answers your question on why someone plateaus or reaches a wall when it comes to growth. Sorry, need more water. No worries, Lawnmower Girl. No worries. I just thought of this on the topic of changing. Okay. Is doing too many different things bad? Not depending on your size. Honestly, it really depends on your size. If you guys are small, like a lot of you, like even myself, I'm a small YouTuber, I'm a small content creator. Doing too many things is bad, yes. Because you got to think about it this way. Chat, close your eyes and visualize this with me. Okay? Close your eyes, visualize this. Okay, my eyes are closed, your eyes are closed. Nobody better be typing. Everybody's eyes should be closed. Imagine you're watching Game of Thrones. Okay? When you're watching Game of Thrones, you know that you're expecting certain things from that episode or from that series to happen. But out of nowhere, the very next episode you start watching, instead of slaying the undead or talking about some sort of corruption or overthrowing their brother or sister, it's everybody knitting around a campfire, talking about the birds and the bees and politics for 45 minutes. And it's just them knitting around a fire. Or the episode after that, instead of them slaying the undead, overthrowing each other, and riding dragons, they're shooting their Thompson on a World War II battlefield. Does that make sense to you? You can open your eyes now. But honestly, does that make sense to you? When people come watching you, when people, exactly, sounds confusing. Yes, exactly. When people come to watch you, they expect a certain thing from you. They expect certain content. They expect certain demeanor. They expect certain stuff, right? And if you're doing too many things, then it's going to be the final season of Game of Thrones where everybody's just doing absolutely anything and everything they absolutely want to do, and none of it makes sense because they don't know what to expect. Right? When people come to watch VTuber Senpai, you guys expect me to be talking about something educational. Imagine if you guys came to this live stream today and I was playing Apex Legends. I promise you, I wouldn't have the same amount of viewers watching me playing Apex Legends than watching me talk about education. Right? And that's why I tell you guys to like niche down a bit. If you're going to be playing some video games, okay, totally fine. Play some video games. But if you're going to play video games, play it within a particular niche. If you're going to be playing horror games, play other horror games. If you're going to be playing Apex Legends, play CS:GO, play other games that are similar to Apex Legends. Now, great question that Caddy just asked. Okay, mix of gaming and art. Okay, so say you have a niche for a game, right? Or yeah, niche for a game. And let's say your game is Apex Legends. And you want to do art. What should you do? What should you do for a Klondike bar? But honestly, there you go. Snow VA got it. Apex art. If you are going to do art, do fan art for Apex. Draw Apex. Because people that come to watch you to frag on Apex Legends, to watch Apex content, will be more likely to be interested in the art, your art of Apex, or of you doing art of Apex, than you doing art of a random VTuber. Right? At least it's still related. It still connects with each other. I hope that makes sense. What if it's a similar niche but slightly different, like piano cover versus an a cappella? Sure, but like have it in the same genre of music. Unless you're like gonna go like classical to baby metal. That could be interesting. Or singing classical style to hardcore rock and massive drums and people banging their heads. Like stuff like that can work, but yeah, slow change is key. Again, chat, this is my personal advice. Take it with a grain of salt, experiment, see what works, see what doesn't work. Because me telling you guys not to do something, it might work for you. It honestly might work for you. Try it. See what happens. But I rather you listen to my advice, because trust me, I spent a lot of time wasting. I spent a lot of my time wasted because I did like the bad stuff that you shouldn't do. And that's why I tell you guys, try to follow my advice. But again, take it like a grain of salt. Sculptures of Apex characters in wild action poses would be really cool. Exactly. And guess what? Guess what, chat? Imagine this if you would. Imagine this if you would. I'm going to be here, guys, like a 10 billion IQ thing that you should do. Actually, let's pull it up real quick. Because nobody does this. Nobody does this. Nobody does this. And it honestly upsets me that nobody does this. Where's Apex Legends? Apex Legends even... Okay, you know what? Let's use League of Legends real quick. So we know Twitch is a very oversaturated platform, right? For the most part, very oversaturated and not very discoverable. And what do you see everybody doing in League of Legends right now? Everybody is doing the same thing, right? Every single person in here is playing League of Legends. Right? Every single one of them. Except for that person. But why? Wouldn't it be cool? Like, honestly, wouldn't it be cool to be scrolling through here and seeing somebody do amazing fan art or doing some kind of fan art of a League character in the League of Legends channel? There's no rule on Twitch that I have seen. I could be wrong, but there's no rule on Twitch that I have seen saying that you need to be playing League of Legends, or yeah, that you only can play League of Legends in the League of Legends channel. Right? Saw someone making a Minecraft skin in the Minecraft category. Exactly. So, and the thing is, a lot of you artists, because I know you guys do this, a lot of you artists will go over here and you guys will like find the art channel. Where's the art channel? I feel like I passed it already. Hogwarts Legacy, Escape from Tarkov, which I'm gonna be sadly addicted to this next weekend. But like they're I don't know where the art channel is. I probably went past it. But like honestly, a lot of you guys will like stream your fan art or your the fan art of your game in the arts channel. And honestly, you think a lot of these streamers up here got up here by playing fair, by always playing by the rules? I can guarantee you not a lot did. I bet you a lot of these top streamers did whatever they needed to bend the rules a little bit to make them work a little bit better for themselves, except for Shroud. Shroud has been on Twitch since Justin TV. He's been around like forever, right? But they did whatever they need to stand out. There's no reason for any of you, at least I found in the rules rule set that's on Twitch, that says you can't do art in Valorant. And that is noticeably very different than every single person on this platform. Because everybody has a gun on their screen doing something. Like, look at this guy. Look at this. They have 2 people on the stream. This stands out. After this bloody long Uber Eats bloody commercial. I hate Uber and I hate Uber Eats, but like nobody else is standing out. Everybody looks exactly the same as everybody else. Wow, now this looks the same as everybody else. Their previous screen has showed 2 people on the screen at the same time, so they did stand out a bit. Right? This stands out. This is different right here. It stood out from everybody else. So, just do it, chat. And will Twitch really care at the end of the day? Probably not. Right? Twitch didn't care about people using the VTuber tag when they weren't VTubers. Like, they honestly didn't. They had no care in the world for people mistagging themselves. You think they're going to care about a random artist drawing art that's related to League of Legends in the League of Legends channel? Right? You know how I tell you guys on Twitter, stop using useless hashtags, hashtag VTuber, hashtag VTuber EN, hashtag VTuber, whatever the hell the other VTuber tag is. This is the exact same concept. Stop wasting your time streaming in the art channel. Gotta make sure I'm careful when I say this, right? But use hashtags that's related to what the content that you're absolutely making, right? If you're making content on Twitter, if you're doing a tweet on Twitter, make it related to or have it towards a niche that you're actually trying to make content in, right? So if you're a VTuber that does Escape from Tarkov, for example, use hashtags, Escape from Tarkov, Tarkov creator, so on and so forth. That's your real audience. That is the audience that wants to consume your content. Right? If I was looking through, and this is just me, my personal opinion, if I was scrolling through Escape from Tarkov, and good to see Landmark streaming right now, I'd totally stop and watch somebody doing Escape from Tarkov art. Right? Pokemon, sure, Pokemon. Pokemon. There's no results for Pokemon? Is there a Pokemon game? But like, wouldn't it make sense for people that love to watch Pokemon or play Pokemon or even like look at Pokemon? Like, I used the wrong search bar. Thank you. Oh, it's a channel. Wouldn't it be cool to see Pokemon Scarlet content in here drawn? Sure. Yes, I will admit you will probably get some flack from some dumb people that's like, oh, you should be streaming that in the art channel. Right? With one eye looking at the ceiling, one eye looking at the floor. But guess what, chat? Remember back in the day in Just Chatting, you saw a specific type of person or a specific type of streamers that didn't fit in that channel before, and they really stood out in that particular channel, and they aren't really in that channel anymore. I can't show it on Twitch because I'll get probably banned. But they wore certain type of clothing by a certain body of water, and it propelled them to the top. And they did so well that they needed their own channel. Because they saw a hole in the system and they took advantage of it. I'm sorry to say, chat, nobody plays by the rules fairly anymore. Do what you need to do to stand out. Will there be people be like, well, actually, yes, there will be. Ignore them. Use the bot filters that you have in Streamlabs, Stream Elements. You can easily block out those people. You can easily mute those people. Your bot can do it for you. So I'm hoping that inspired some artists to like stream in other categories other than just art. I'm sorry if I've been poking a certain fox. I'm really sorry. But like, try it. VTuber Hot Tub hasn't happened? I gotta look. Now I'm curious. Where's the hot tub category? Oh, there it is. Found it. I don't see a VTuber. I see a random chicken. I wish I could show this on stream. I see a random chicken. Somebody playing GTA in the hot tub category. I see a Barbie doll in a tub. And oh, There's literally, there's honest to God, in the hot tub category on Twitch right now is literally a sea otter sleeping on a beach. And that looks a lot more interesting than everybody else in this category. I'm actually going to click on this. And I'm going to show this to you guys. It's literally sea otter sleeping on a beach. With 202 viewers. The Marine Mammal Rescue. Marine Mammal Rescue Center is a hospital for sick and injured marine mammals. Streaming in the hot tub section. An actual rescue society is streaming in the hot tub section, doing better than most of the hot tub streamers in that section. They aren't a particular gender in a particular article of clothing. They're bloody sea otters. In a category that they probably shouldn't be in. I guarantee you there's a zoo category on Twitch. Actually, I know there's a zoo category on Twitch. And you know why they're not on the zoo category on Twitch? Because nobody goes to the zoo category on Twitch. You know where they go? They go to the hot tubs section of Twitch. They go to literally where there's viewers. And yes, there are a particular gender in the hot tub category that wears a particular item of clothing. But when you see sea otters, you're more likely tempted to click on the sea otter than the person in the bikini. Or, I'm sorry, gotta correct myself, in a particular article of clothing. So, if you guys haven't caught on, what I'm telling you guys to do is think outside the box. Good night, Miles. Thank you so much for coming by. But honestly, think outside the box, chat. You think this is playing fair against the other zoos? Probably not. Probably not. And that is hella cute. Like, he looks tired and I want to give it a cuddle. Just saying. Just saying, chat. Just saying. This is in the hot tub category too. So this is another thing in the hot tub category. With 40 viewers. 40 viewers. I really hope this is not the entire stream. No. This is not bots. These are legitimate channels. I can't unmute it because if I do, I'll get hit by copyright. 49 viewers. 49 viewers. It's literally a gif of a spinning seal. Yes. Snow said it exactly. 47 people watching a seal with a saxophone spinning around and again and again and again for hours. Chat. This isn't pools, hot tubs, and beaches. Pools, hot tub, and beaches. The category that was made for a particular type of people that stream particular content. And it's a seal in a pool. It's an otter in a pool. With 206 viewers. And it's an And it's a freaking rerun. Food for thought for you guys, okay? Food for thought. Stream outside of art. If you're doing Pokemon art, draw in the Pokemon channels. Honestly, it will work. I'm hoping this helped you guys. He's breaking some ice right now. But think outside the box, okay, chat? Please do what you guys need to do to get yourselves propelled a bit. Right? Don't clickbait, but people watch this stuff. And if you're in the Apex Legends or Pokemon or League of Legends doing art, it stands out from literally everybody else. It's something very different than literally everybody else. You will stick out like a sore thumb. Okay? Okay. Glad we had that conversation. And thank you for whoever asked that particular question. I'm sorry. That was a very, very long answer for a very short question, so I do apologize. I am sorry for that. Then playing your own snowboarding adventure or your hike on mountain trails to be playing on the side while you make your content more unique visual. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Like, so Snow, let me ask you this question. Wouldn't it be cool? And this could be more of like a video idea for you guys to do. And good night, Star Mermaid. But wouldn't this be like a cool idea if you hiked up a mountain? You were filming your journey all the way up the mountain. When you got to the peak, you sat down on a rock. You had a camera behind you, looking at your back, but also looking out at the view while you're playing a guitar. I don't know about you, but I would watch that journey from when you get out of that car until you hike up all the way to the top of that mountain. And you just filming yourself with the amazing view in front of you, playing that guitar. I'd watch that. I'd buy that for $1. So, some stuff there. What if you do stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Zelda content? If you play Zelda... Okay. This is for like the Takas out there. What's that name of the instrument? That instrument that they play on Zelda. What's that instrument's name? The ocarina? Okay. So you guys know what it is. Say somebody playing Legends of Zelda in the Twitch channel. What stands out more? Everybody else playing Legends of Zelda? Ocarina of Time? Or somebody taking requests of songs on the ocarina? Could be any song, which has very loose policies on like covers and stuff like that. Wouldn't it be cool for somebody to play like the Star Wars theme on an ocarina? The instrument that they use in Zelda? Want a hint? That's how the 8-bit drummer did in the beginning. Play drums to song requests in a particular game channel. Think about it, chat. Think about it. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Now, if you're playing a first-person shooter, please just don't go around, like, doing stuff with particular firearms in real life. Don't go that far. I gotta say it because, like, yeah. I doubt anyone has the lungs for that. You know what? Honestly, nobody has the lungs for that in the beginning. Just like how nobody has the lung capacity or the vocals to talk all the time on stream. But guess what? Guess what? Guess what, chat? You develop it over time. You do. You really do. It develops over time. Your lungs get used to that capacity. Your lips get used to the blowing. Scratch that. You get used to playing an instrument. Stuff like that. What about Street Fighter? Okay. So, Street Fighter. God, you guys are really making me like do these ideas for you. Street Fighter. Wouldn't it be cool to like see you do some karate, taekwondo in the Street Fighter channel? Cosplaying one of the characters from Street Fighter? You doing sparring matches with somebody across from you? Like, I'm giving you guys these amazing ideas. Please, somebody just do one of them. Do karate having physical body. What if you don't have a physical body? What if you're not in shape? How could you still do backflips and karate poses and actions? Anybody know? Anybody have any idea? Somebody that's not really in shape being able to do that still? Karate moves and poses and stuff like that? Backflips and front flips? 3D model? No. But showing off you as this person doing that. How do you do that? It's crazy. But there's these places that adults go to, that adults can go to, that have trampolines literally everywhere. On TikTok the other day, I saw a very not so skinny person do backflips for like 10 minutes. Not sure why it showed up on my TikTok feed. I think TikTok was saying something to me, but like I just saw this not skinny person like doing backflips over and over and over and over and over at a trampoline place. You could do this. You could do something similar with karate and like pretend you're doing karate poses. Or Star Wars. Jedi Survivor's coming out soon. Right? Star Wars Jedi Survivor's coming out very soon. The new chapter expansion or whatever, the new game for it. Wouldn't it be so cool to watch somebody doing lightsaber or teaching people how to swing a lightsaber? Right? Those cool NeoPixel lightsabers? How to do certain poses, how to do certain tricks. That would be so crazy to see in the Star Wars channel. Yeah, Blade, I Carly King, I think is the one I think of. But yeah. There's so many ideas for you guys to do. So many things you guys can do. Please just try any of it. Throw a rock at a wall, see what happens. Throw a rock in a pond and see what happens. Just experiment, okay, chat? Please, just experiment. Try to think outside the box. If you guys need help, DM me. Exactly. Building Fallout props into the Fallout channel. That'd really cool thing to see. All right, chat, we're gonna call it there for today's stream. I'm glad that we and no, you can't snow. I'm glad we got to have a really nice conversation about taxes and everything else. It was a great time. Let's see. Oh, one of our mods is actually streaming right now. The very famous, very nice Taka Tanaka, a mod in the VTubing, or in the VTubing, in the Discord. So let's do a cross-platform raid. Let's go say hi to Taka. Give some love to Tanaka. Give them a follow. Give them a free, if you got a free Twitch Prime, give it to him. He deserves it. He's a fantastic dude, fantastic voice, fantastic Legend of Zelda. Maybe drop a hint of playing in Ocarina. And I will see everybody on Monday talking about I don't know what yet. Have an amazing weekend. I love you all, and catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.